Welcome back. Today we're gonna do a nice landscape painting. Maybe that has a seascape, that has a mountain, or something different. Or we'll make it up on the spot. Let me run all the colors across the screen that you'll need to paint along with me. While doing that, let me tell you what I got done up here. I have a 16 by 20-inch canvas pre-stretched double prime, and I added a thin layer of the liquid white. Liquid white, all it does, it makes it slick, wet, and ready to glow. To go, not to glow. Um, I even forgot to say hi to you guys. I kind of rushed this intro for some reason. I decided to use my old palette, and I had so much paint, I had to scrape it off and everything. The reason why is because my new palette, I painted yesterday and I forgot to clean it. No, was it yesterday? It was a couple days back, and so it's a mess right now. Well, let's get started. Let me not keep us here waiting. So we're gonna go right into a touch of phthalo blue. Just a little phthalo blue. Just tap it into your bristles. Now let's come up here. Let's go ahead. Let's do a normal sky. Just going X marks. So you're pulling your brush side to side, but it's better when you do it faster. And make sure to tap the paint into the bristles. Avoid going right into the pile. Pull out a little bit and tap that paint from that pile that you pulled out. And since we got liquid white, it'll gradually get lighter. When you go downwards, it'll blend that pigment. Just something simple. Smoothing out some of the brush strokes. And just like that, you have a sky. Now, let me go into a little bit more phthalo blue. I want to darken up my corners. Come up here. Come up here as well. Just make this so I could get your eyes right in the center. Just like that. Now let's go into a little bit more. And let's come down here. And just pull in some water. Maybe it gets gradually lighter. And the liquid white helps us in that. And just like that. So simple. So simple. Now, down. I forgot most of my palette knives. Thankfully, I have a palette knife right here on my table. So some mountain mixture. Pull it out as flat as you can get it and pick up a roll. Get that nice little roll of paint on the edge of your knife. Let's come up here. I like to put my mountain right around here. Scratch down a basic shape. And just pull it down. You do the shape that you want to do. It's all up to you. Just come up here. Uh-oh, I'm having some technical difficulties with my easel. So let me put my palette to the side. And I gotta put it back a bit more. Blend my finger marks. Okay. Still scraping. You want to remove as much paint as you possibly can from this canvas. Okay? Now, let's go ahead. Same dirty brush. I'm going to just wipe it off and come up here and just pull off the excess paint. Just touch and pull. Just like that. Something so simple, but will help with our highlighting process. And now you gotta do the opposite direction. Okay? Done. We got that done. Now, let's go back to our palette. Let me clean my knife and pull it through pure titanium white. You could mix it with some red or some yellow, but I just want pure white today. Get that nice little roll of paint. Let's come up here and just let that paint grab on. Oof, too much paint. So, in this case, what I do is just scratch off more and then what I'll do is grab a brush. Let me see if I could find a good brush that could work for this. And what the heck, I'll use a 1-inch brush. And I'll just remove the palette knife marks. Hopefully that does a better job for us. Cut a row. And just repeat it for everyone you think there's a highlight or should go a highlight. You know what? I'm gonna show you guys something different. I'm gonna show you guys how to change this up. Because why lie to you guys? I want to show you guys everything and how it's done. As you can see, I got some black gesso. I don't know if you could see. There you go. Black gesso. But when you use black gesso, make sure to wash your brush. Let me get a good brush for this. Or I'm going to use my palette knife. So I'm going to put some on my palette knife. And gesso is a acrylic based paint. So I'm gonna show you how it ends up once it dries up. And it dries up pretty quick. Dries up pretty quick, so you don't have to worry about anything. So I just want to move that gesso to cover everything. I should have done this in the beginning, but I didn't think about it. Next video, I'll show you how to start off with it. This is pure gesso, so make sure when you're done using the gesso, you make sure you rinse it out with water, something just to clean off that gesso, because then it'll harden up your bristles and it's pretty hard to restore that brush from there if you let some gesso freeze up. Gesso usually doesn't take long to dry. As I mentioned when I was putting it on, let me just rinse out. I always go down to rinse my brush because I just have a bucket with a screen and some water. Remove the excess, shake it off, and just beat the brush. Okay, I'm gonna clean off my palette. I don't want the gesso drying on my palette either. I just cleaned up my palette. Now, I'm trying to clean my palette and clean my brush while that gesso dries up. I was already drying up on my palette. It might take longer on my canvas due to the fact of the liquid white. Okay, so we're gonna skip the mountain and we're gonna come back to that. I'm gonna grab a Bill Alexander 2.5 inch, and pull it through a little bit of mountain mixture while we let that dry, and just scrub in wherever you want it to go. Just pull out and tap into your bristles. And maybe it comes out to right around here. I'm just making in where I think I want some grass. Okay. Now I'm gonna go into some cad yellow. Just tap some. You could even put some mountain mixture to darken up your color. Come up here and just tap some of that. Just tapping and pushing that paint onto your canvas. Come up here. Continue it. No, most of the time we work from back to front, but today I thought, well, it wasn't that I planned it, but um, when things aren't working your way, just make it work in your favor. All right, some reflections. Okay, I'm gonna put a little sparklers right around here, few ones here and there. Okay, let me put the brush to the side. Let me pick up some mountain mixture. Cut a roll. Let's put in the base color for some dirt. It is drying up, but it's not dry completely. Or you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put like a cliff. Something make this painting different. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's make us a brown. So some blue, some yellow. That makes us a green, and some red, which in return should give us a brown color. So just mix it up until you're satisfied with the color you got. I'm gonna darken it up a bit. It's too much to the green side. I prefer it to be on the red side. Some white. Okay. Let me clean off my knife. Cut a roll. And just pulling downwards. Just slightly, slightly and lightly. Okay. You can reflect some of that into the water. I'm trying my best to reflect some. Go across. Now, let me fix up the grass. I don't want no straight lines for some of them. I want it to show as if it's growing over that cliff of dirt or whatever. Okay, that's nice. I don't mind that. Now, let me pull out some titanium white paint, cut a roll, and tap in what seems to be a couple water lines, water ripples. Okay, just tap it. Okay, let me highlight the back a bit more. It's a little dark. Okay, now is this dry? Yeah, it's almost. It's because the liquid white is reacting with it, and it doesn't want to really dry up at this point. We'll find out in a bit how we can make it work. Okay, some mountain mixture. Let's go ahead. Oh, but it's gonna cover the mountain. Let's just go for the mountain already. I think we're good to go. Pull out some white, cut a roll. Let's come up here. You see, it's much better than what it was before. There's just a little bit of gesso. Little bit of gesso, some time, and you're good to go. That's a little trick I use for most of the time when I'm painting mountains or if I need to teach someone. Just like that. Just let it float. Okay? So now that you got that, now I'm gonna go into a little bit of white, some of that mountain mixture, and some phthalo blue. Just go back and forth until you're satisfied with your color. Let's come up here. You're gonna do the same thing, just the opposite direction. Okay? Something like that. Like that. Okay. We can't miss out that back. Okay? And you can fix it if you're not satisfied with your highlights anymore. You just play around with this. You have the best um, supply you can ever have, which is time. Okay? I think that's good. I'm just gonna pull some white into some of the shadows. Just some of them at some spots. Okay? And then just like that, you bettered your mountain and you could sell it for more money just because it looks better. It's a quick, simple hack. Okay, let's go back. I was gonna make a tree, maybe right around here. I want it to come down. That's a big tree. There's an old, worn out fan brush. I'm gonna go on this side. So hopefully that worn out brush can help us make the tree look old, maybe more interesting. Just using the corner of your brush, and make sure to constantly be loading your brush. It's an old tree. It's on retirement already. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the other side. Got a base tree there. Going to a little bit of cadmium yellow with the same dirty brush. Let me add a highlight before I cover this tree up. Some of that brown. The row. Just something to hold it. Okay, let's come up here. And evergreen trees are pretty dark, so you want to keep that dark color. But you also want to highlight it. Just like that. Alright, before I finish the painting and I sign off completely, uh, I would like to put in some birds in the far. So I'm gonna use this cheap brush I have around. It's almost like a script liner. Just roll it up and just put a bird where you think it should go. Alright, well, I think we could call this painting finished. I hope you enjoyed watching me do this painting. I sure enjoyed doing the painting for you guys. And until next time, I hope you enjoy yourself doing this painting. And if not, I hope you enjoyed watching me. I wish you the best of the day you can, the best of the rest of your day. Until next time, goodbye, my friend.